How's it going, everybody? Quite an interesting weekend watching all the different reactions to the passing of Justice Ginsburg. There's now a new opening for President Trump to fill. This is going to bode well for him going into the election, and the usual suspects are freaking melting down and making threats, and it's just they're so irrational, and they have done nothing but create havoc. The fact that Hillary Clinton is still around, just completely melting down over any last thing and interjecting her little opinion. Did any of them do that? I mean, I know we know now that it seems to be they're both all kind of friends, and all the time the different elections, doesn't matter who won, a member of the Council on Foreign Relations would get in. But nevertheless, none of them did that. When Al Gore lost, he faded in the background, let Bush do his thing. When Kerry lost, he faded in the background for the most part. These guys faded in the background, let them do their thing. McCain, Mitch Romney, they both let them do their thing. Even Bush said when they asked him right away in the beginning about Obama, he says, "That's not for me to judge. I'll wait till everything's done to make a point." And obviously they're best friends now, because the illusion is starting to be just ripped apart with this whole fake little thing that they put on. But here is Hillary Clinton, almost 4 years now to the day, still talking crap, making things difficult. No one has let Trump do anything for half a second. They haven't let him rest. Every single day they have hit this guy. Every day. I mean, you're talking almost 4 years now. What's that? That's 1,200, probably 1,300, 1,400 days in a row they've been hitting this guy. With every one of their big names coming out of the woodwork over and over, they have not let this guy go because they are power hungry, and which just makes this so freaking ironic. Listen to what Hillary Clinton, who still has not disappeared after 4 years, still has not let President Trump have a smooth presidency in 4 years, has to say.
You know, what's happening in our country is incredibly dangerous. Our institutions are being basically undermined by the lust for power for personal gain in the case of the president, or power for institutional.
Excuse me, power for personal gain. You know how much money this guy has lost? You know how much just time of this guy's life that he's given up? And he could just be living the life right now. And he has given that up for us. He's donated his salary. I'm sure he's lost a ton of freaking money in equity while he's been in office. They're insane. These people are insane. Personal gain. Please. This lady's insane.
Chuck, look, I think we're at a very dangerous point in American history. And there's been a concerted effort, as you well know, going back decades now, to turn the clock back on progress that has opened doors to people otherwise left out and marginalized, women, minorities, obviously.
They mean turn the clock back on the Democrats somehow tricking all these people into thinking that they're for them, while just, say, "Oh, bring us in, we'll give you these breadcrumbs," and then they just create havoc legislature-wise while distracting people with a couple little breadcrumbs of some of the people that they tricked into voting for them. People are insane. Here's what they do to their voters. They turn their voters insane because they just hit them. Basically, being a Democrat means that all the Democratic politicians and all of the media are working 24 hours a day to make all of their voters irate with madness on any topic that happens. Is they do everything they can to freaking make them seem like it's the end of the world, because they need to keep them angry. They've kept them angry for 4 years. That is why you're getting reactions like this, this is pretty great though. Let's see. Here we go.
Holy fucking shit, you guys! I'm driving in a car, but I just got a notification that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died! Fuck! Could this year get any fucking worse? Ruth, you just had to make it to 2021! Ah!
Well, I mean, she seems like a very reasonable person. I'm just going to put it out there. Oh my God, dude. And I love it. She's like, you just had to make it to 2021. Well, so you think. We'll see on November 3rd about that. Hopefully she would have had to make it to 2025. But I guarantee you this girl right here cannot tell you one single thing Ruth Bader Ginsburg even voted on or did in her life. They have no idea who any of these people are. Just anything. They have no idea. All they know is just that's their team. This is just Yankees Mets to them. None of them have done their due diligence, and I get it. I used to be the blind, yeah, Bush, yeah, this right wing, and I still believe in a lot of those values. But now I know why I believe in those values. You understand? And I know that a lot of them really weren't like Mitch Romney. My goodness. Representative Smith says it best here. Mitch Romney betrays us now. He needs to be permanently expelled from the Republican Party. I mean, he's a plant. He's clearly a plant. And obviously his running mate was Paul Ryan, who we know was a plant. A lot of them have been forced to show their hand this year, or these last 4 years. And it's great. It's a good thing. I mean, it sucks in a way, but in also a way, it's good. These people are being forced to the light. It's all hands on deck. And of course, Mitt Romney's going to try and make some BS thing why he doesn't think there should be a new justice. But it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear what you do. Here, let's hear Obama in his own words about putting in a new justice.
The Constitution is pretty clear about what is supposed to happen now. When there is a vacancy on the Supreme Court, the President of the United States is to nominate someone. The Senate is to consider that nomination, and either they disapprove of that nominee or that nominee is elevated to the Supreme Court. Historically, this has not been viewed as a question. There's no unwritten law that says that it can only be done on off years. That's not in the constitutional text. I'm amused when I hear people who claim to be strict interpreters of the Constitution suddenly reading into it a whole series of provisions that are not there.
I love it. I love hearing it in their own words. And you know what? Hey, man, they do nothing but play political games. Anytime the Democrats are in power, they are the most manipulative psychos on the face of the planet. So you know what? We got the Senate now, and we got the president right now. No matter what happens on November 3rd, they're going to put in a new justice. So, I think they thought that this might be enough time to where they could fight it and fight it and fight it and delay it the way they did with Kavanaugh, with all their BS. If you remember the trained protesters, where they have video of them in the hall reciting things.
Summoned to vote.
Yeah, summoned to vote.
Let's go watch the vote.
Let's go watch the vote.
In offices that you wish to communicate with.
In offices that you wish to communicate with.
I am going to go to Heidi Heitkamp's office.
I'm going to go to Heidi Heitkamp's office.
On closure.
They're voting on closure.
In 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes.
Meet me to the left.
Meet me to the left.
If you would like to go to an office.
If you would like to go to an office.
To spend time. With your senator.
Whoa, that's really natural. The whole system is fake. These people, they are so horrendous when they have power, and now it's coming to bite them in the ass. All the things that they talked about and did, what's good for the goose is what's good for the gander. And again, just proof, these are the games they play. Here's Nancy Pelosi again talking about possible impeachment or whatever. And then, of course, they got to bring up the coronavirus for everything because this is their big move. Dude, if it wasn't for the coronavirus, right now, President Trump wouldn't even be a question of who was going to win this election. With his economy and with everything else, this was a good thing for them. They should be happy about the coronavirus.
Through a Supreme Court nomination in a lame duck session, even if Joe Biden wins on November 3rd, even if Democrats pick up seats in the House and maybe even the Senate. So what can you do then? Some have mentioned the possibility, if they try to push through a nominee in a lame duck session, that you and the House could move to impeach. President Trump or Attorney General Barr as a way of stalling and preventing the Senate from acting on this nomination?
Well, we have our options. We have arrows in our quiver that I'm not about to discuss right now.
Just let the guy be
But
president.
the fact is, we have a big challenge in our country. This president has threatened to not even accept the results of the election with statements that he and his henchmen have made. So right now, our main goal, and I think Ruth Bader Ginsburg would want that to be, would be to protect the integrity of the election as we protect the American people from the coronavirus.
These people are crazy. She's literally crazy. What are you talking? Oh, him and his henchmen and all this horrible things. No, and they never talk about any of his legislature he's passed and all the good things he's done. It's funny because people are starting to actually look at what he's doing and they're flipping because there's nothing compared to what these people are talking about. And I love how like the shadow above her eyes, it makes it look like she has double eyebrows. Like she's a freaking alien. But look at her eyebrows anyway. I mean, holy crap. It's actually footage. She flew to Australia right after. So one of the TV hosts ripped off her right eyebrow. And this is what happened.
All right. Come here.
Oh, man. See, that's what you get for playing with Crazy Nancy. Now she's got a glue on and a whole new one. That's no good for anybody. But these guys, they're really steamrolling into 2020. I mean, look at this.
Meanwhile,
right
supporters of Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden also making their voices heard today with a parade down the Strip and ending at the Trump International Hotel.
Whoa, guys, that's a car parade. Hold on. We have exclusive footage. There was 2 car parades for Joe Biden. This is a disgrace to a Mustang right there. They better watch out they don't get speeding tickets. There's more news people covering it than actual people in actual cars that just went by. Now, this is what a real rally looks like. This is the boat parade for President Trump. So that's what we're talking about right now. 8,000 boats as opposed to 3 cars. But watch out, everybody, because according to Meghan McCain, Biden did really, really well at his town hall, okay? He is the strongest as a retail politician. So I'm going to buy him at the store. Yeah, he's on sale at the dollar store. Interacting with average Americans, which I've missed in COVID, because she does not consider herself an average American. She is above us. He's also incredibly empathetic to struggle and pain. If he brings this energy to the debates, Trump is toast. Come on, man. These people even hear themselves? Jeez. This is great right here from Scott Whitlock. Found the clip. This is how much Joe Biden just plagiarizes everything all the time. And he's even been getting hammered going back to 1987. Watch this.
Now, on the political scene, one of the Democratic candidates is Senator Joseph Biden. Have you seen the problem he's been having? He went around and made a speech. And apparently, he quoted I think it was a British politician, took his speech and kind of paraphrased it as his own. And then the press got on him, and then he was charged also with taking part of Bobby Kennedy's speeches. And Biden says, not to worry, he reassured his staff. He said, we have nothing to fear but fear itself.
Classic Biden. This dude lies forever. There's a great AP article. I talked about it in an old Biden video I did, where Biden at one point was yelling at some guy and he lists all his accolades, his academic accolades. And this article basically just goes through every single one. It's like, that's wrong, this is embellished, that's wrong. Ah, man, he's just a liar. Honestly, Colby Covington said it great after his knockout of Woodley last night in his post-conference. Here, check this out.
Declaring the winner by TKO, Colby. KO. What? I want my belt back.
He was amped up right
We
now.
don't have a belt for you tonight, but it was certainly a championship performance, and I'd imagine this one feels pretty damn good, Colby. Congratulations, man.
John and Nick, let me start off by saying you've been doing a tremendous job lately. You've been working so hard tonight, so let me take this off your hands for a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, the silent majority is ready to make some noise. If you thought that was a beating, wait till November 3rd when Donald Trump gets his hands on Sleepy Joe. That's going to be a landslide.
Love it.
Hey,
and
Colby.
I want to
Sorry.
dedicate this fight to all the first responders, all the military out there. You know, this world would not be safe without you guys. You know, you keep us safe. And, you know, not these woke athletes, man. I'm sick of these woke athletes and these spineless cowards like LeBron James. And speaking of spineless cowards, Marty Fake Newsman, Street Judas, we got unfinished business. There's nowhere to run and there's nowhere to hide. I'm coming for you. You're next!
Damn. I would not want to be that dude. But I love it. Calls out LeBron and all these fake idiots. And it's just, that's going to be the real knockout, November 3rd. So perfectly freaking put. You finally put this serial liar out to pasture. He shouldn't be running in the first place. He really isn't. They even admitted the other day that it's really Harris that's running. Called it the Harris-Biden administration, which is great. This is a great article, too. This just goes through just a bunch more lies of his. And that's what they do. They lie. Like this right here, Pelosi camp now says she lied about going to church in San Francisco and insists she did not break the law because right now it's illegal to go to church there. So now, oh, well, she mentioned it, but she was only lying about that. Oh, no big deal. But now, are they lying about her lying, or did she lie initially? Who knows? It's the circle of lie with these people. But of course there's a ban on going to church because they hate Catholics. They hate us. But this is what you're voting for. Liars and lunatics.
But they should be. It's estimated that 200 million people have died, probably by the time I finish this talk.
This is, how could you run this guy as a candidate? How could you run someone for president that screws up and says something stupid every time you put him in front of a microphone? Oh, man. I don't know. You guys can vote for him if you want, but I'll be voting for Donald Trump. In other news this weekend, U.S. Marshals rescued 5 missing children and made 262 arrests in Oklahoma. And this was actually going for gang violence. Of the 262 people arrested, 6 were wanted for homicide. 141 were confirmed gang members. And then they recovered 5 missing children. And this sort of stuff just keeps on happening. And it's always nice to document it. And it's always good to hear. Also always good to hear, there is now a 7th state, Nevada, which has quietly reversed their decision to block HCQ prescriptions for COVID-19. I don't know why you'd block it in the first place. It's a friggin' malaria drug, which if you come here to The Guardian, has a good article here where they show you all the countries, say probable and confirmed malaria cases throughout the world, and some of these countries 1 million. The Congo has 6 million. But if you come down here, the one with the most is Uganda with almost 10 million malaria cases. Now, if you go to their prescribing practices, this is actually an article saying how they're starting to become resistant to their normal regimen, which is chloroquine. One of their normal regimens is chloroquine. And when you go to total COVID deaths, wow, they have 60 total deaths in Uganda, which has the most malaria cases in the world, where everyone and their mother takes chloroquine, okay? Now, it's actually 60 deaths to cases ratio isn't too great, but I think this is the real story here, is that they have such a low case count to begin with. Only 5,000 cases in all of Uganda, country that has the most malaria in the world, which obviously then gives out the most chloroquine in the world. So is that just a coincidence? Maybe. You do with that information what you'd like. Where we go one, we go all. Hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. As many of you know, this page is 100% viewer funded. So if you've enjoyed what you've just seen, I ask you to please consider hitting the link in the description and becoming one of my Patreons. And to all my current Patreons and PayPal supporters, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It really does mean the world to me. So I look forward to bringing you guys a lot more videos, a lot more content on this channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.